Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Talk with Sheila. This is where we share our depressing story. My name is Sheila. I'm a depression therapist. Well, I would like to tell you more about depression. I don't even think depression is an act of withdrawing yourself from the outside world. Depression is an act of being sad. You're saddened from the inside. You feel like everybody around you do not know what you're going through. Everybody around you do not know that something really deep is really eating you inside. Causes of depression. Being overweight can cause you depression because people be like, you're too fat, go and work on yourself. Being too skinny can make you fall into depression. People be like, you're too slim and skinny, go work on yourself, get some flesh. And then you see some people falling into depression, becoming sad of their statures and their weight. Relationship can cause you depression. If your partner or your spouse breaks up with you, you can go into depression. Family can make you fall into depression. The family pressure is high. Everybody is expecting more from you, and you're giving less, so you might fall into depression. The society, maybe if you're an introvert and people don't understand how you feel. People don't understand how things work with you. They feel like this person is too proud. And because of if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 persons say this, and they're like, you might go into depression because people don't really understand. You don't know who you are. I would like to say more and more and more about depression, but I need us to understand something here. People don't just wake up and fall into depression. I'm talking to the general public. Please mind what you tell your neighbor. Mind what to tell your friend. Mind what to tell your family members. Stop telling your family members that they are not doing well. They're not bringing more to the table. If you feel like they're not bringing more to the table, go and work. Go and make your own money. If you feel like your family, your brother, your spouse is not doing his best, or her best, go and make your own money. If you feel like in your relationship you're not getting more, like you feel like your spouse is distancing himself or herself from you, you talk it out. You call him and tell her that, babe, this is not you, and please let's try and sort this thing out. Let's come out and see what we don't like about what's going on in our relationship. Stop hiding under the shadows of like, I'm not a talking type. Stop hiding under the shadows of, how is she going to take it? If you know that you don't really love this person, like you just because the person is a free person, you like to hang out with free people, you like to hang out with people who are funny, but this is not who you want to settle down with, this is not who you want to spend the rest of your life with, why don't you spill it out and tell the person, we are not on a long-term relationship, we're on a short-term relationship, so that when you give it out, then when you tell them that, okay, we are done and stuff like that, they will understand. Not going into a relationship with someone for your own special benefit, and at the end you end up hurting the person. You might make the person fall into depression, and before you know, the person goes to the final stage. And what is the final stage? Suicide. Person kills him or herself, and then you be like, this person is a stupid person. How can this person just die? A very promising young man, very promising young girl just died like that. Do you know what depression means? Do you know what it means to love someone that deep and the person ends up hurting you? Do you know what it means to share your feelings, to sleep with someone, to love someone, to call someone your partner, to relate with this particular person, and the person ends up hurting you? Okay, I'm going to tell you a story of a young lady and a girl and a guy, and has been in love for 5 years now. The boy keeps trying his best to make sure things work out. The girl also keeps trying her best to make sure things work out. The girl is a traveling type. She likes traveling, and she's actually doing well more than the guy. So she sponsors most of their trip when they travel to different places and stuff like that. She sponsors their trips. Okay. the guy happens to be a mechanic. He works in a mechanic shop, and the girl is a little bit rich because the parents are a little bit stable and stuff like that. So she's this kind of person. She's an introvert. So she fell in love with this guy, and they started traveling together, started going to places together, and people were like, you guys look cool together and stuff like that. Most of the trip, they go. She's the girl. The girl sponsors the trip. So the boy was still under apprenticeship, was still learning and was not done with jobs and stuff like that. So finally the guy started earning small money, and the girl has to reduce the way she works, reduce the way she asks her parents for money and stuff like that. So there was a time that the guy was like, okay, since things are like this, I hope you're not expecting me, the small money I'm getting now, you're not expecting me to start traveling with you because you are a traveling freak. I start traveling with you to go and spend the small money. My parents not as rich as yours, so I think we should really end up this relationship because I can't be spending money on this stupid trip. And the girl was like, wow. All of a sudden the trip is now stupid, but when I was spending the money, when we were going out having fun, catching cruise, it's not stupid. But because now you start earning money, you start working, and now trips are stupid. And the girl was like, okay, if you do not want to travel the world with me, if you don't want to travel places with me, why don't you tell me? We can still stay and chill out and still be cool with it. And the guy was like, I cannot follow a freak. You are a freak in traveling. You spend money unnecessarily for unnecessary bag, unnecessary shoes, and I don't like it. I need a girl that can help me save. I need a girl that can help me save my money. I need a girl that can be there for me. And she was like, haven't I been there for you? I have been there for you and you had nothing. So why is it now that you have something that you really want to work out on me? And the guy was like, okay, we're done with this story. We're done with everything. We're done. And then the girl went home. She was crying and she was trying to explain to her friends what was happening. And the friends was like, you shut us out from your life. You actually allowed a stranger into your life 4 or 5 years now. And now you guys broke up and you want to come and tell us, blah, this is what he has done. And they said, please, I think you should fix your life and the rest of them. And the girl was like, oh, really? This is what I'm going to go through? This is what I'm going to feel? So she went home and she injected herself with some poisonous substance, and she fell ill. I think she almost died. It was the parents that rushed her to a hospital and they tried to check up on her and started talking to her to get out of depression because she was depressed, and she was even calling the guy that she was sick and stuff like that. And the guy was not even concerned about it. And secondly, again, please, these pictures on this story are not the people. These are just mere pictures that was downloaded from the internet. Please, these are not the couples I'm talking about. They're just a picture to portray the story. Yeah. Thank you very much. So and she was like, she will never fall in love again. She will never find this. And that's how she shut herself from the outside world. It took grace. It took God for us to try to work things out, try to make her understand that when one door closes, another one opens. And you don't need to really, people are not really what you think you are. Not suffering with a guy from the beginning and you feel like, oh, when I finish suffering with him today, tomorrow we're going to end up together. Everything is by grace. So I think we should understand that in this generation. Anything you are doing in your relationship, just do it because you love the person at that moment, not because you feel like you want to spend the rest of your life with the person. People are not really who they think they are. Okay, thank you very much. Please don't forget to subscribe to Talk with Sheila. This is where we share the person's story. We share how we feel, and so please kindly share to your friends on Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. Thank you very much, and we love you.